Tennessee State head coach Eddie George, the team won at Gardner-Webb, setting up a chance to win a share of the OVC championship on Saturday when they host nationally ranked SEMO. The Tigers now 25th in the coaches poll as well. That is 3:30 p.m. Central Time in Nissan Stadium. So, Coach, thoughts on the Big Blue, and we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, this is what you play the games for, all season long. You go through the whole process of winter, spring, summer, to get to this point in November and to play meaningful football, final game of the year against a worthy opponent, clearly, with SEMO, who's currently number one in the OVC and nationally ranked. This is a great opportunity for us. We worked hard to get here. We still got a lot of work to do. We still got to get better. We got our hands full this week and coming up.
All right, we'll go to some questions and in the chat. It looks like Mike Oregon got in first. So, Mike, you go first.
Eddie, I'm not going to ask you about playoff scenarios and all that stuff, but I am going to point out that the last time that Tennessee State played for the OVC championship, you were busy leading the Tennessee Titans to the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow.
How surreal is that for you? And did you ever imagine back in those days that you would be in this position a quarter of a century later?
No, I absolutely not. I thought it would be on a boat somewhere smoking a Liga Privada, with my wife and kids, man, playing a great round of golf, bragging to my boys at the clubhouse about shooting the clubhouse record. No, it's amazing how things work out. I didn't even put it all together until you just mentioned it. We were in the Super Bowl around that time, fell 1 yard short. So, here it is. I got an opportunity to cross the goal line. Fell 1 yard short of winning that game potentially tying the game against the Rams. So, here we are again with an opportunity at home to do it against a quality opponent. And it's good to see things come to fruition. Taking on this job, a few years ago, you were just like, man, let's find a way to win some games here. We had a lot of work to do. Put our heads in the grindstone. Took our L's. Got our ass kicked a lot, and we learned from that. We grew from it, and now we have a product I think that can compete. And we just want to put our best foot forward, have our best week of preparation, and put our best foot forward on Saturday. And it just really emptied the clip on this one because, again, to be in this position is what you play for, is what you work for.
What is your message to the team this week? Just same old, just keep your mind and nose to the grindstone, or do you let them know this is a special week?
I think they know it is. It's no reason to dwell on, what the outcomes is going to be. I think we all understand what's on the table, what's at stake. I know that, a couple of weeks ago, the young men and myself felt like, we missed an opportunity of losing to UT Martin. But, we had to keep the faith, work, control we can control, and win the rest of our games. And we'll see how it all shapes out. I mean, we have to just focus on not the outcome, but more or less the things that we can control. And that's how we prepare, where our focus is, understanding we're playing for a larger purpose than just winning, hoisting up a trophy. We're playing for each other. And if it works out in our favor, great. We accomplished a lot this season. We made some great strides, did some great things together. And by no means, do we feel like this is the end of the road for us, but it's going to take a great effort for us to go out here on a senior day and, get a victory against a quality opponent that we haven't had success against at all, since I've been here. So we got to really understand our opponent, understand the game plan, and get our heart and our mind prepared to give it all we got.
And my final question is, and you mentioned competing against SEMO, and the strides you've made this season, how has this team improved since the first game? in an effort to compete against SEMO? Where did you make those strides?
I think just in terms of our toughness and resilience, we've had our back against the wall various times, and we have not blinked or flinched in the eye of adversity. We may have lost a few games. I mean, we learned from every game we played in, and every game that we've had a setback. You know, from South Dakota State to UT Martin to Tennessee Tech, and we've grown from those moments. And we see a concerted effort to correct those mistakes and to get better each and every time. We bounce back, again, to go on the road, to two really tough places and find victories on the road the last 2 weeks. And that's hard to do, to muster up the energy and to bring your own juice and to continue to believe, to continue to have faith. Last year, this time, we were struggling with a 3-game losing streak after we lost to Charleston Southern last year. And I just think we grew up from a mental standpoint, just becoming mentally tougher and bouncing back and understanding that, we still have everything ahead of us. We just want to continue to work hard, continue to get better, and try to win for our seniors this weekend. And that's it. I mean, that's what I've seen each and every single week. And along with that, I've seen our offense grow. I've seen Draylon grow. I've seen our offensive line get better. I've seen our defense really mature and grow up, correcting a lot of things in terms of our eye discipline, tackling. Our special forces has gotten better. We've been able to return kickoffs and flip the field and become a threat there. So just becoming a complete team each and every week. I've seen progress in each and every area that we've really focused on and been really intentional about.
Okay. Thanks, Eddie. I'll see you this afternoon.
All right, Mike.
Let's
Thanks.
go to Gentry next. Go ahead, Gentry.
Yeah. Hey, Eddie. How's it going?
How you doing?
I'm good. Given the success you had as a player and the experiences you had in this game as a player, how gratifying has this journey as a coach been for you to take it from where you had it to where you have it now at TSU?
Gentry, it's man, and I was thinking about this literally yesterday. Like, I'm still super excited to be in this position, to be the head coach of Tennessee State. And it still feels like it's year one, in terms of the excitement level. It's not worn on me like, God, this is a drag. I mean, of course, yes, it is a grind. It's tough. We've had some setbacks on the field and certainly off the field, where we still have to get some traction and growth and really commitment and a vision. But for the most part, to see how I've changed and how I've grown through this, it's been awesome. And the young men that have bought in and believed and really put their faith forward into allowing us to be the coaching, our coaches. I mean, the coach them has been remarkable. I mean, I absolutely love what I do. And I love these kids. I love the program. I never thought coaching would be fun. I thought it was long hours at the office, a bunch of stress, and late phone calls, and long hours, and you don't have a life. But I truly have enjoyed the process of getting the game plan and the staff and the conversations and the fun that we have, the environment that we create, and the relationships that are being established and built and created. And it's been awesome, man. It's like going back to my playing days without taking the hits. And that's the part that you miss the most. When your playing days are done, you miss the locker room. You miss the camaraderie. You miss the relationships. You miss all of that. And I have a chance to relive that now, and impacting and influencing young men to give them a blueprint of success for life and what success really looks like. It's not about the end of the journey. It's about who you become through the journey. And I've seen the success it's already been there for us, because I've seen young men truly transform their lives for the better.
How do you feel like you've grown as a coach during this time?
Oh man, just in every phase. Understanding football better. I just when I thought I knew a lot about the game, I found out that I don't know a lot at all. you know, just understanding, from an X's and O standpoint where the game is going and what my vision is, and having um, to tweak a few things to adhere to what I want. Um, Growing as a head coach, realizing that I wear various hats and how do I manage my time? The game will never consume my life to the point where it impacts my relationship with my family. I mean, that's priority number one. I believe in family first. Um, every day I sit in this chair, I grow. There's stuff that comes around across my desk where it requires for me to be stern, to be quick, but yet to have compassion and empathy. Understanding the big vision is just not to win a championship, but to have an influence on young men's lives and young people's lives for the better. And I'm always looking to grow. So in year 4, I see tremendous growth from my first day on the job to now. So um, and I'm going to continue to do that. So that's that. Hopefully that answers your question. But I've seen just a growth and a change in myself in terms of how I deal with people and how I communicate and what's important, and to simplify things. To to really get my point across so that this is more digestible to the people I'm talking to.
Yeah, and kind of the last thing for me, Kyle, with you've been around TSU and that program now for a few years, and has it been nice to see what this season has meant there, given the tradition of the program? And it'd been a while since you've been able to that program has been able to be in a game like this weekend.
hmm Yes. Like Mike talked about, I didn't realize that the same weekend that, we played the Super Bowl, they were playing a playoff game. And that was a long time ago. And I'm very familiar with the brand of Tennessee State. I have friends that have gone to Tennessee State. We came here from Houston and practiced on Tennessee State grounds. So being in the Nashville community, we understand the importance of Tennessee State for Nashville. And to have this type of impact now and to bring it back, and just the energy that is just going around campus and around the city and the alumni groups, and just looking on the Twitter and the different platforms to see that energy coming back and people excited about, man, Tennessee State is on the news for something positive, and it's great to see that their team is doing well and they have a chance to, do some great things and possibly have a share of the title, the OVC, and play in the playoffs, and it's something positive. And given what the university's gone through the last year in terms of leadership transition and a whole overhaul over our programs across the board, is really refreshing. And it's something that we've learned to deal with. It has not been easy. There's been some adjustments we've had to make that people don't know about that affects our everyday routine. And is impactful. So we've had to embrace that and go through the trials and tribulations of that, the challenges of that, of being here and really trying to get on stable ground financially as an institution. So to have the type of year that we're having, in spite of all of that, is already a win. So it's stretched me. Again, it goes back to what I've learned. It stretched me, stretches my faith, it stretches my belief, it stretches my tolerance, my endurance. It really has been a challenging time to really get these kids to believe in and really cut out all of the distractions that are associated with being in the situation, if that makes sense. So yeah, there it is. Sorry about the long-winded answer.
All right, thanks, Eddie. Appreciate you.
No problem, man.
And then Brandon King. Go ahead, Brandon.
Saving the best for last. Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
Good morning, Brandon. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. First off, again, congratulations on picking up another big win this week and positioning yourself to possibly be a conference champion. So congratulations to that.
Thank you.
I got to go a little deeper in my bag. Mike took 2 of my 3 questions, so I guess great minds think alike. But one of them was not the Super Bowl question. I can I can say that. But wanted to ask you about Mr. McGill. He had quite a game on Saturday. 15 carries. He finally had a back over the 100-yard mark, and he got some really key yards and some big time carries. So can you talk about the effort of that young man this past week?
Yeah, Jaden had a really good day for us. Made some guys miss, got some really some violent yards, some hard, tough yards that it was refreshing to see our backs do. Josh Crawford does a phenomenal job of preparing them week in and week out for that. And Jaden got here. Didn't have a spring with us, had to really work through the summer to get used to the offense, to get the timing down, to get his legs underneath him. Was hurt for most part of the season, so we really couldn't get him into any rhythm. So it was good to see him get into a rhythm and get downhill. And now he's starting to see the game is starting to slow down a bit for him. And you were seeing exactly, man, he's coming on at the right time, right when we need it. He provides a great sense of balance for us now in the run game, where you've got to pay attention to it, just not throwing a body in there and getting a stop. He might run through you and keep going. And so you've got to be now mindful as, fitters, oh, I got to get this guy down, but also I got to, pay attention to what they're doing in the passing game, so it's starting to create a great sense of balance for us offensively, with Karate and DJ and our tight ends and the other receivers, Jalil, and even our backs in the passing game. Now it's okay. You got to pick your poison, and we've got to be able to execute in both areas to be effective.
Okay. And you earlier in the call, you mentioned the special forces, and they've done some great things in terms of the return game and really transformed that into a weapon for your ball club. This past week, it was kind of the coverage side.
Yeah.
They were able to kind of get some things done in terms of that. So is that going to be, as you prep for this weekend, an area of emphasis in terms of kind of corralling that?
Oh, no question. I mean, very disappointed with our coverage unit. Possibly could have given up a huge return in the punt return game within the first of the year. And it's an effort, and that's unacceptable. One thing that we preach around here is no matter what, our effort is at a high premium. I mean, and it's relentless effort. And we did not see that really in our coverage unit at all. Gave way too many big returns. We got complacent. I felt like, you just throw your helmet on the field. They throw their helmet on the field. They're just going to relax and not be physical. That's not what we do. It's not what we don't coach that. So that's something that will be corrected. Something that we have to have if we're going to have success this weekend. We've got to be sound and clean in all 3 phases in this game. Because SEMO is a very, very good football team. As we all can see. I mean, they've been good for a long time. Coach Tuke has got those guys well prepared. They're well coached. They're physical. They're smart. They're battle tested. They're experienced. So that's the next step for us, is to be clean in all 3 phases, and the coverage unit that will be corrected within the next couple of hours. We're going to be talking about that. Yes.
Okay. And then kind of finishing up, I'd heard it said, I think it might have been Bill Walsh that said it, and if not, forgive me, that teams kind of go through 3 phases, if you will, where you hope to win, you believe you can win, and then you expect to win. Mm-hmm. Where on that continuum would you say your program is now? And then did you notice, based upon where they are, was there kind of a moment where you saw them kind of transition to that next phase?
Yes. I think you're going from a place of hoping to win to a place of certitude, being certain that you can win games and be competitive. I think the expectation is there for us. In any game that we play in, we expect to win. And in the event that we don't, okay, tip of the hat, let's go back and learn and grow. And that's kind of been our process. We don't get discouraged by the losses. I get discouraged when I don't see the things that we can control, and that's our physicality, our discipline, our effort, our focus, our intentions, our attitude. Are we trusting the process, and are we encouraging each other and empowering one another to help us get to become a team that's 9 units strong? So I look at it differently, So the expectation is there. And I've seen it being developed over the course of the year. Right around Howard, I could see a different team in the warmups, a different type of focus, a different type of tenacity, different type of intentionality to start the game. And then how we came out the second half of UT Martin. We didn't win the game, but we felt like we outplayed them in the second half, not giving up a touchdown and outscoring them. We just ran out of time. And then it just carried over to the next week to go up to Western Illinois, off of a tough loss to a desolate place. It is tough to get it up, the energy up and so forth in that environment. And, and to have the game that we had and that continued on the Gardner Webb. And now here we are against SEMO. So, this is another challenge for us to cross that road. And I think now we're not going to make it bigger than what it is. We understand what it is. We understand the stakes are on the table, but it doesn't take away from how we prepare. It doesn't take away from our normal routine. And it's going to be the boring, mundane things that we've done to get to this point that's going to continue to take us to the top. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not going to take a superhuman effort. It's going to take for you to do your job and do it well. But in order for us to do our job, we got to know our opponent, we got to know the plan, and then we have to execute that plan.
So, well, thank you, Coach, and good luck this weekend against SEMO.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate your time as always. Best luck to the Tigers this weekend.
Thank you.